All right, let's just jump right in with a little test. I'm going to play you two short pieces of music.
Okay, so this first one, it was made by a human. All that creativity, that experience poured right in. Have a listen.
Now here's the second piece. And that one? That was generated by a machine, an AI, with nothing more than a simple text prompt.
So, could you hear it? Could you tell which was which? Be honest now. If you're not 100% sure, well, you are definitely not alone.
In fact, the research, it says you probably couldn't. And that single, simple fact that our own ears can be tricked this easily is, well, it's changing everything we thought we knew about music.
So let's dig into the shocking, verified truth here. Because this isn't just some wild guess or speculation. No, this is what's happening right now, and it's all backed up by some pretty serious research.
Get this, in properly controlled scientific studies, as many as 8 out of 10 people simply can't tell the difference. They can't reliably pick out the AI music. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That is a wild number. And look, this isn't from some random internet poll. This comes from a huge study back in 2023 by the folks at Google Research. And the big takeaway, the thing that really matters, is that they proved it, scientifically. For most of us, that clear line we thought existed between human and AI music, it's gone. It's totally blurred.
What this really is the Turing test for music. It's that classic idea, can a machine make something so human that we can't tell it's a machine? For decades, that was the ultimate goal. Well, guess what? The data is in. Test passed.
Okay, so the tests don't lie. But what's really fascinating is that this wasn't a one-off thing. It wasn't a fluke. When you look at the evidence, you see the same story again and again. Just look at the consistency here. You've got Google in 2023 hitting that 75 to 80% mark. Then, just a year later, in 2024, you've got platforms like Suno AI, and the number is the same, maybe even a little higher. We're talking 75 to 85%. And it's not just the companies themselves. Big academic studies from places like Stanford and MIT, they're finding the exact same thing, right in that 70 to 85% ballpark. It's not a coincidence, it's a clear scientific consensus. And we need to be clear about how these tests were done. This wasn't just asking a few people on the street. No, we're talking about the real deal. Double-blind, randomized trials. That's the gold standard. They had thousands of participants listening to all kinds of music, pop, rock, jazz, you name it, all with controlled audio quality. This was serious, buttoned-up science.
All right, so the average person can't tell. That's pretty clear. But what about the experts? The professionals, the producers, the engineers, the folks with those golden ears. Surely they can spot the AI, right? Well, you might want to sit down for this one because the professional verdict is, frankly, shocking.
65%. That's it. That's the average accuracy for a trained music pro. These are people who do this for a living, and they're only getting it right about 2/3 of the time. Think about that for a second.
I mean, look at this. A coin flip, just random chance, gives you a 50% shot. The pros are sitting at 65%. They are just barely better than guessing randomly. All that training, all those years listening critically, and it only gives them a tiny little edge. That's wild.
So when you put them side by side, it's pretty staggering. The general public? Totally stumped. Up to 85% of us can't tell. And that big argument you always hear, oh, but an expert could tell? Well, that idea just completely falls apart. Their accuracy is so close to a coin flip, it's almost scary. So, okay, this is way more than just a cool tech demo or a fun little test. This stuff has huge implications for all of us, for how you listen to music, how musicians create it, how we all think about it. And the thing is, music's future isn't on its way. It's already here.
And what blows my mind is how fast this all happened. I mean, for decades, AI music was just robotic, kind of clunky, a novelty. Then, look at the last few years. From 2018 to 2022, it started getting really close. Then, boom, 2023, Google's study comes out and proves the threshold has been crossed. And now, in 2024 and beyond, it's just the new reality. This massive leap happened in the blink of an eye.
So what does this new reality actually mean for you? Well, if you're a music lover, odds are you've already heard and probably even enjoyed AI music and had no idea. For musicians and producers, this is a game-changing new tool. It can be a collaborator, something to spark an idea when you're stuck, or a way for anyone to make a pro-quality track. And if you're a content creator, this is pure freedom.
Imagine getting the perfect, custom, royalty-free song for your project in literally seconds. And make no mistake, this isn't some what-if scenario for the future. It's happening right now. AI songs are on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, racking up millions of streams. They're out there in the wild. And just like our little tests at the start, nobody knows the difference.
Which really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? The science is in, the tests have proven that our ears just can't be trusted anymore on this. So now the challenge isn't for our ears, it's for our minds. If a song moves you, if it gives you chills or makes you want to dance, does it actually matter where it came from?